If you or I was to lose a lot of money through our company and basically not know where it went, then we're probably going to end up in jail. We're probably going to end up in the papers. We're probably going to end up paying a lot of money to Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. But if a celebrity like Ant Middleton does it, if he was to say take a director loan for £3 million that he just doesn't ever pay back and also doesn't pay £1 million worth of tax, he just gets a 4-year director ban for his company. Fold the company, nothing else happens. Guys, we're going to look at this today and we're going to keep it honest, we're going to keep it straight, and we're going to go straight to Ground News and see if we can work out what is going on. Right, Ground News still sponsoring me then. Hell of a deal, to be fair. Fair play to them, you know what I mean? And you get a great deal as well. It's 40% off. I'll talk about it a bit more during this if you want. But look, this is Ground News, the site. If we go up to the search bar here, we just type in like Ant Middleton. Let's go Ant Middleton. I use this all the time, guys, because it really helps me work out. There we go. So we click on that, and we can see straight away here that there's 9 articles that Ground News have got. Ground News have got. We're going to pick one of them. All right, there you go. Ant and his wife, Emily, will now need to get court permission for future activities. So what's the dit here then? SAS Who Dares Win stars banned as company director over £1 million in unpaid taxes. We're going to pick then the Independent, the Sun, the Plymouth Herald. Let's go to the Plymouth Herald, shall we? I don't know what's going on. It says it's a very centre paper there, as you can see. It's not right or left leaning as the Sun or the Independent is. So we'll click on this and we'll get the story up. Here we go. Plymouth Live then. Let's have a read of this then. So SAS Who Dares Win star Ant Middleton then banned over unpaid £1 million tax bill. Now what I'm saying here as well before we start is not being found guilty of anything. The issue I have with Ant Middleton here is about integrity. All right, I'm just going to throw it out there. I haven't got a problem with the boy straight up. All right, he's about 10 years young. No, he's not. About 7 years younger than me. He was a Royal Marine like my father. He was in the Special Boat Service. He's got a lot of TV gigs. Sounds like a really nice dude. However, the man's supposed to be running for London Mayor. He's not running for London Mayor anymore. You cannot do this, guys. I run companies. I do not mess my taxes up in this way. That is just a fact. I employ an accountant. I insure myself against tax investigations. This cannot happen to me. And also, I haven't got the kind of money that Ant's rolling around, have I? Television personality Ant Middleton then has been banned as a director after his company failed to pay more than £1 million in tax. That is taking the piss. Literally taking the piss, mate. Because your tax money, as much as going to immigrants and everything we don't want it to go to, fair enough, it also goes to like my mum's cancer treatment and stuff. You know what I mean? That's why we got to pay tax. You might not like it. Move to Dubai if you don't want to do it. Ant Middleton, British former soldier, adventurer, television personality, SAS, Who Dares Win, etc., etc., Special Forces, all that kind of good jazz. Beyond TV, author, motivational speaker. The man has done well in his post-military career. I have no issue with that as well. Brilliant. Starts a company up, gets some good gigs. He was the director of Sway and Starting Limited, along with his wife, Emily. Seems like a really nice lady, by the way. The company, which was described as offering media representation services, was set up to manage income from his TV and media work. But both the directors failed to ensure the company paid more than £300,000 in tax. I think it was like £380,000 in the end, and over £800,000 in corporation tax between 2019 and 2022. It gets worse. It gets worse, guys. We've got to get to the bottom of this. This was despite more than £4.5 million being paid into the company's account from 2020 to 2022. The pair had also taken out. You've got to be careful when you do this. I've never taken out a director's loan. All right, I've never taken one out because you've got to repay it within about 9 months of the end of the annual year for your account. And if you don't, they come after you. I've never taken one out. They took out almost £3 million for the company in a former director's loan account by the time the company went into liquidation to me, this is knowing this is going to happen. There's no allegations here. But if I see this, I'm like, you know, this company wasn't doing well. You took the money out, you spent the money, and then the company went under, and you're not liable for it anymore. So Middleton agreed to repay £300,000 of the director's loan as a full and final settlement with the liquidator. He's taken out £3 million and he's agreed to pay 10%. This is what's different, guys, if I'm completely honest with you, between celebrities and like little people like us. I'm not saying us. I'm not trying to do the whole us and them because Ant is one of us. We all know that, right? He's a good guy. But this is literally taking the piss. You cannot do this. You cannot rip out £3 million from your account and go, well, it was a loan, wasn't it? I agree to pay 10%. Celebrities do this, by the way, because the brand is important. HMRC will not come after you because they don't want to lose in court and look bad. They will come after the little person who doesn't have a voice. This is the truth. They will come after that person because that person can't speak out. They've got no media channel. They've got no YouTube channel. They've got no book they can write on it. They can't speak out publicly about it because they're a small person. They're easy, small fry to come after. They're not going to come after Ant Middleton. So because he agreed to repay £300,000 of the director's loan as a full and final settlement, It doesn't say whether he actually did that. I don't know whether he did, but they've been banned as company directors for 4 years. So David Graff, the director of the Investigation and Enforcement Services at the Insolvency Service, said companies not paying the tax they should deprives the government of the money it needs to pay for the country's defence services, and he should know about that. This is what I mean about integrity. Our National Health Service, schools and university and transport systems. Ant and Emily had legal and financial duties as director to ensure their company paid the corporation tax and VAT it owed. They were taking millions of pounds out of the company at the time. This does not sound like a man who has integrity at his core. And Ant, by all means, mate, Tim at fastjetperformance.com. Come on and chat about this if you want. I'd love to get the real story on it, buddy. We both grew up in Waterlooville, by the way. We were probably having a bit of fisticuffs on the way home. My mum still lives there. You know what I mean? I live in the West Country now. You live in the East Country. But I'm happy to do a one-to-one with you, mate. Put this to bed if you want to. I'm just saying. The disqualification should serve as a deterrent to other directors that if you do not pay your taxes whilst directing money elsewhere, you're at risk of being banned. For 4 years, who cares? Who cares? Right, they failed to pay any of the 869,000 in corporation tax owed for those years. The company only paid 267 in VAT out of a total of 671 between March and they're leaving, I thought it was 384,500 in unpaid. And don't forget, Ant is trying to be the London mayor as well. And I see a few things. And I remember thinking when I was on Twitter and he was posting a few things, why are you not making more of this, Ant? Why not post a load of stuff about I'm going to be London mayor? And he wasn't posting anything at all really about it. And now we know why, probably, don't we? It's because he realised this was going to happen. You can't be London mayor. As much as I hate Sadiq Khan, look, he's going to rip you apart. Guys, I'm about integrity, honesty. I'm about self-discipline. You know me. I like doing the right thing. I have a company. I pay all my taxes in my company. I insure myself against an investigation for paying those taxes as well. I know the MOD is going to come after me at some point, guys, because of the way that I've gone after them for what they did with diversity throughout the military and the damage it's done. I'm not going on about it now. We're stepping away from diversity on this channel now, guys. We're going after standards, personal standards. And that's why I'm disappointed in Am. And I will say that. I'm disappointed in him. To take out a director's loan like that is irresponsible, okay? It absolutely is. You know that you're probably never going to be able to repay that. And even so, you have to repay it within a 9-month period, else they're going to come after you. Except in Ant's case, of course, they don't. So just letting us know what it is then. A director's loan is money taken out of a company that isn't a salary, a dividend, or an expense reimbursement. You might want to take it out for a short-term cash flow. I think it's as hazardous to do so, by the way, but people do. To avoid immediate tax on dividends, but you pay that tax anyway later on. If you do miss it, you end up paying 32.5%, I think it is, anyway. You might want to buy something quickly, so maybe he's done something like that. But if you don't repay it within 9 months of the company's year end, as it says here, HMRC charges your company 32.5% tax on the outstanding loan. It's the S455 tax. I did some research before that. You can claim that tax back later, but only if that loan is repaid. Now, it's not. So the company, Ant's company, is shut down. It's dissolved. Of course, he's protected. That's why I have a limited company. He's protected from it, of course. That money never gets to the taxpayer. I don't know where it's gone. What's happened to it? Is he spent it on cars or something? He doesn't seem to be that kind of guy. Where has it gone? If you just write it off or don't repay, HMRC treats it as income, and then you pay income tax and national insurance on it. You can face penalties. But look, the key really for this is it's wrong that this is allowed to happen. I'm going to leave it there, guys, all right? I wanted to do a lot more in this video. I'll make another video about the other stuff. I want to do a video on the state of the streets. You know what I mean? It's not an Ant Middleton, all right? But just before I go, guys, look, I won't do a full advert for Ground News here. I don't think I need to. I've done enough of those already. But look, I do use that for a lot of things. And if you want to get this, 40% off on the Vantage plan, that's their top tier plan. I insisted on 40%, all right? They were going to give me less there. I said, no, my audience is good for this. Have a look at it, guys. It's really interesting to see who's reporting things and, whether they're centre, left, right coming out. Look, this is the right story here. You can work your way down this. It tells you how many people or how many articles are there, when it was published, what the bias is, everything else, what newspaper. Have a think about it, all right? 40% is giving you a good deal. The deal's not going to be there forever. So let's use this as an example then. Let's not do what Ant Middleton did. I'm a big fan of paying taxes. I don't want to pay taxes, all right? I don't particularly want all that money going to put immigrants up in hotels or wherever it goes, wasted through the education or the NHS. I don't want to do it, but I want to live in this country, and that means I've got to pay taxes. But how really can we look at it and go, well, Ant didn't get a penalty for it, did he? You can't be directed for 4 years. Who cares? Why should we pay taxes? In fairness, I can see this happening a lot more because HMRC is not going to go after you. It will go after us, little people. It's not going to go after the big man Ant, is it? Hey, listen, guys, by the way, just want to clarify with this. There's no criminal activity that has been proven with Ant Middleton whatsoever. He could have been badly advised by an accountant. Could have just messed it up, all right? When we leave the military, the resettlement courses are pathetic. They are awful. They are the worst course I've ever been on. I wouldn't even bother going on them. If he's made a genuine error, well, fair enough, mate, but you still cost the taxman a lot of money there, and that is out of line. That's why you're not going to be London Mayor, all right? Stay strong, guys, all right? Integrity, honour, self-sacrifice. See you later. Tim Davis, Fast Ship Performance.